Real barbecue. If you want real barbecue, you gotta go to Dickey's.
Feeling a bit frosty this season? Has your home been mistaken for the North Pole lately? Then it might be time for your heating system to be inspected. Kick winter out with our 28-point heating inspection for only $46. It's our best deal of the season, and it's only here for a limited time. If making snow angels in your living room doesn't sound like a good idea, then call FH Fur today and welcome warmth back into your home.
FHFur.com.
Good Morning Washington is brought to you by FH Fur.
We may not be able to stop winter from coming,
but we can stop winter from stopping you in your tracks.
And we're ready for it.
Because your family comes first.
The Storm Watch 7 weather team.
Please pay attention to this important message. Recent scientific studies have shown an increased risk of heart attacks in men whom have used testosterone replacement therapy drugs. These drugs have also been linked to strokes, blood clots, and even death. If you have used any of these drugs and were injured, the manufacturers may be liable for damages. Call the Rely On Group right now. There is absolutely no risk on your part, and you don't owe us a penny unless we're successful. Call the Rely On Group at 800-482-1438.
Morris Jones, weeknights on News Channel 8, non-stop local news. This is a News Channel 8 winter weather alert.
Welcome back, guys. Good morning, Washington. We are checking out the drive headed into D.C. right now, and this is what we have. 7th and H Street reports of some icy conditions there. Be very careful. Look at this person kind of doing that penguin walk in the sidewalk area, trying to get across the street. That's what you're going to see on a lot of your secondary roads, some of the sidewalks as well, because of the black ice, so be very cautious of that. Let's move on. Let's show you what else we have out here on the roads right now and on the rails. Let's start off with the trip to the Wilson Bridge. That has been a headache all morning long. The outer loop coming out of Virginia, getting from Springfield basically to the bridge, a 35-minute commute, add an additional almost 10-minute ride across the bridge, headed back up towards Route 5. The inner loop still jammed from Route 4 Pennsylvania Avenue across the Wilson Bridge. Within the delay at 295, we had the jackknife tractor trailer. That's been straightened out, but still a tractor trailer blocking the far right lane. So what does this mean? You can't get across the Wilson Bridge. What do? You look for your alternative routes. A lot of folks coming north on 210, maybe trying to hook up to 295 and head into D.C. On and off delays as you guys travel north of Billingsley Road out towards Kirby Hill with all lanes open. The same for you guys out of Virginia. Northbound 95, about a 31-minute commute coming from Woodbridge up to the Beltway at 14 miles an hour. Once you commit to 395, headed up and across the inbound 14th Street Bridge, about an hour-and-a-half drive. So almost 2 hours right now to get from Woodbridge across the 14th Street Bridge, because again, as you can see clearly on the map with a lot of red, folks are trying to avoid this stretch of the Beltway leaving Springfield headed for the Wilson Bridge. Metro checking in now with the blue line. Due to brake problems, they were offloading at Roslyn. This silver line, train malfunction at Boston, that's adding time as you travel over towards Largo. The red line offloading in the direction of Shady Grove at Farragut North because of equipment problems. And the orange line, again, due to equipment problems, offloading as you travel out towards New Carrollton. So additional time needed to get a bundle up. I feel you. You're standing on those platforms, and it's not going to be an easy ride on Metro. Want to leave you with one quick note. Inside of the Beltway off of 66 and 267, where the two meet, that's where we've had a number of stalled vehicles still there along the right side, still waiting for tow trucks, some of them, and that's what's costing you time inside of the Beltway from 495 headed through Falls Church. That is our traffic watch. Back within the next 10 minutes, we'll update that ride on the south side of town. Now for more with our forecast, here's Jackie Jarris.
All right, Julie. Well, we've been talking a lot about the timing of all of these things and when people are going to be okay to travel and when's it time to stay put. Your final day today, tomorrow morning, good. Tomorrow afternoon, getting started. Tomorrow night, bad. Saturday, worse. Impossible. Sunday, digging out. 24 degrees, that's our current temperature. So anything untreated or not cleared off is going to be icy. And that little system that moved through last night was a warm-up for what's to come. We've got a major winter storm, a blizzard headed our way, and this storm system is just developing here across parts of the deep south. So the question is, what time does it get here? And the models are varying a little bit on that timing. And I think a window between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. p.m. depending on where you live. So our futurecast, this is the latest computer model forecast, new information hour by hour showing you it getting started by the middle of the afternoon in our southwestern zones, Woodstock down towards Fredericksburg. It'll start to push into the metro, now leaning more towards sundown, so maybe 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and then spreading up towards Baltimore in the evening. The peak of this storm in the overnight hours between midnight on Saturday and 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. And one of the other things we're watching is the potential for this wintry mix coming in. How close to the I-95 corridor is that going to get, and what kind of an impact that could have on our totals? So we're going to head on over to meteorologist Eileen Whalen. We've got the timing down now. Eileen, what about those totals?
All right, well, as you just mentioned, depending on where that rain snow line sets up and how long of a duration that we get that rain snow, that's going to impact the totals. But nonetheless, we are still talking about a major winter storm and blizzard conditions when you couple in the wind. So this is our latest thinking. The areas in pink, so that's going to be for those of you in northern Loudoun, back down through the I-81 corridor, the Shenandoah Valley, 18 to 25 inches. Here in the immediate D.C. metro, at least a foot. But, you know, if we don't get that transition, we could easily get close to 2 feet. It's extreme southern Maryland where those snowfall totals aren't going to be quite as high, but still, I mean, 6 to 12 plus inches is still quite a lot of snow, and I don't need to remind you about what less than an inch can do after last night's crazy snow. And also, what did you, Julie's looking back over at me and laughing. Did I say something not right? She's coming over here.
Yeah,
Come
what
over.
an inch can do. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
Julie!
Of snow.
What an inch of snow can do, yes.
Yeah, because of the snow and the ice and the padding, it's like, you know, when the car, that's what I was saying earlier, when the cars drive over something that's, you know, that thin, it melts quickly and then refreezes.
Exactly.
And then we've got an ice rink. And that's what we're finding. It's like where Johnny G's been reporting, you know, from Wheaton and Glenmont this morning. A lot of those secondary roads are just skating rinks this morning for folks.
It's unreal, and travel's just going to be wretched right on through the weekend.
And we showed a picture of downtown D.C., 7th and H Street, where someone was doing the penguin walk.
Oh, yeah.
On the sidewalk, trying to get up on the curb because of that same situation.
It's so dangerous.
It is.
So Jackie will be back with a little bit more in just a bit. She will, too. I'm sticking around. Austria.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, during these winter storms, our cars often get the worst of it, but there are actually a few things that you can do right now and today to avoid problems from the snow tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. Our Jeanette Reyes is live at the Midas in Arlington to help you get your car ready for the big storm. Jeanette?
I'll try. I love how you have to keep going. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, here's the thing. The only good thing, for lack of a better word, about what's going on right now is that if you're not out on the roads and you're not stuck and you haven't gotten into a car accident, is that you can see the things that could happen if you don't winterize your car. Right now, we're going to focus on tires because, Chris, you called it a couple hours ago. You said we're going to have people coming in here because they've bumped into curves, right?
That's it right there, yep.
So now let's show our viewers what happens when you bump into a curve. We don't know what he was doing right or wrong, but take a look at this. I mean, that does not look pretty.
Brand new tire. Customer was driving in the ice last night. Basically got the side swapped and part of his rim cracked off. And anytime you see a piece of steel cracked in half like that, it's not going to be cheap.
And that takes a lot of force, too.
It does. The car hasn't even been into the shop yet, and you know this is already a multi-$100 fix on this one.
And by multi, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there, guys, because I said this would hurt if it were me. $700, possibly, give or take, is what he's looking at. If he's watching right now, we're going to emphasize give or take. It could be less, but
he could be lucky. There's a slim chance that we price around for a little bit for him. Could find something cheaper, but that's part of the process, finding good pricing.
All right, let's get right into it. What are the things that you should and shouldn't do? I know my photographer, he's from New York, and he's like, people drive like they're crazy. And they're just, I think people freak out when it's icy and snowing out.
Stay off the roads. That's number one thing. If you don't have to be out in this weather, don't drive. But if you do have to, you know, treat the road very carefully. It's going to take you 3 times extra to stop your vehicle. So normally when it takes you, boom, you're stopping. It's going to take 3 times that amount to stop that vehicle. You don't want that. Also, tapping your brakes is important also. If you feel yourself losing control, which can happen easily, you see everybody spinning around in donuts out there, tap your brakes, work your steering wheel into the turn.
Okay.
If you don't know, stay off the road. It's not that good.
Okay, if you don't know, stay off the road. And you know what? Tell your boss, I got to stay off the road. I can't go to work. Maybe that excuse will work out. But the thing is, you want to avoid this from happening to you unless you got, I don't know, a few extra dollars in your bank account. We'll send it back.
Listen to Channel 7.
Listen to Channel 7, right. We'll send it back inside to you guys.
Jeanette, I like how you did that. Channel 7, $700. Coincidence? I think not. That Jeanette Reyes, she's one smart cookie. All right, thank you. Really good advice. Great tips I hope people are paying attention to. And you also want to make sure that you are stocked up on as many supplies from the grocery